Could these be the total package all-in-one earbuds you've been looking for? The folks at Poly are sponsoring this video to chat about earbuds for professional use, sending along the Voyager Free 60 Plus UC for me to take on a test drive. I have a lot of thoughts, most of them very positive. And immediately, we just kind of want to separate just a bit the idea between entertainment audio and work audio. Earbuds are not one thing. We want to use the right tool for the right job. What I might use while I'm recording field audio is not what I would want to use for movie watching or gaming. And there are different features I would want if work demanded lots of conference calls and travel. The personal side of this, for me, as a dude, I don't always like carrying charge cases for my earbuds. I've been on record numerous times that I kind of prefer neck bands. That runs double for when I'm dual wielding phones. I only have so many pockets. So if there's a reason to carry a charge case, that just helps justify the extra bulk in my pockets. Those are the most important claims being made by Poly, in my not so humble opinion. Are these the total package buds I would put up against my favorite audiophile gear? No, they're probably not. But is there a more feature complete solution for folks to connect to literally any type of computer or audio device available? I don't think I've seen one. So this is a bulky case, but it's got a lot of tech on tap that you'll want to keep it with you. I might be getting ahead of myself here. On the surface, they look like pretty standard earbuds. They've got that cut stock design. They include 3 sizes of wide cone ear tips, and there are button and swipe controls. The swipes control volume and the ANC. The button controls play, pause, answers calls, and activates your assistant. Proximity sensors in the driver housing answer your calls by popping them in your ears, and you can pause audio by taking them out. Triple microphones for adaptive noise cancellation, improved call quality, and there's a speech highlighting pass-through audio mode. Bluetooth 5.3 is on tap with aptX compatibility, and they include fast pairing and multi-pairing for folks who want to move quickly between mobile devices. You can connect to 2 devices simultaneously, and they remember up to 8 devices. That's a normal premium earbud so far, but then the case gets involved, and I get really geeked out. There are 3 versions of the Voyager, and the 60 Plus is the top of the line with a touchscreen lid display. This right here shows the total charge of the buds and the case, and it also gives us some options. We can control the earbud volume, the noise cancellation or pass-through, play-pause controls, pairing options for Bluetooth, and that list of connected devices. That's still not revolutionary, but it's a handy way to control the ins and outs of an earbud, where we often have to rely on apps or button presses to navigate the more complex stuff. When you're working, a dedicated little display for your audio comes in handy. And then things get even techier inside the case, where we have a dedicated USB Bluetooth audio adapter. This is going to show up as one of your connected devices, so you easily pop in a puck and your PC and your phone stay connected over Bluetooth multipoint. I think this is going to be clutch for workers who might be accessing remotely via VPN on different systems. You just pop in and go. You're not having to pair and repair with multiple computers. Hold on, I've been wanting to say this. But that's not all. There's also a dedicated audio adapter mode for the case. I mean, let's say you just want to listen to some music or watch a movie, and you have to use an analog headphone jack. Well, you can plug in this TRS cable to the device that's supplying the audio, and then connect the other side to the USB on the Voyager's case, and the case will broadcast to the earbuds for you. It's that last little step of audio compatibility. Now, individually, we've seen pieces of each feature on other kinds of products, but I can't think of a single solution that has included everything like this before. Okay, so all of this tech is totally on point, but the concern with so much focus on conference calling, professional communications, these are still earbuds. I'm kind of an audio snob. So the listed certification for Zoom and Microsoft Teams, I mean, that's good, that's professional, but it made me a little nervous for multimedia and music. Headsets focused on calling can sometimes sound a little thin. They're built to be practical, but not here. The Poly playing music, there's a bit more of a consumer-friendly smiley face EQ. The bass comes in surprisingly rich, and they sound really good on action films and games, dance and electronica music. I'm glad they roll off the highs a bit before pop tracks and female singers start to get a bit shrill. I'm always gonna be this nerd, but the mids were a little recessed for my tastes. I can always do with a bit more detail in the mids. A classic rock and roll style track like JD McPherson, Northside Gal, I start to lose the rhythm guitar, which is subtle in that mix. They're not muddy, these are not dull. I get very good articulation around instrument attacks and guitar distortion. The bass doesn't get floppy in the decay. This is all gonna come down to your personal tastes, but I think this is a broadly accessible sound. It's a kind of tuning that I think a lot of folks are gonna enjoy. The ANC helps contribute to that effect. These aren't the most hyper isolating earbuds, but that might not be what people want in a good office solution. We want to minimize distractions, but we don't want to be completely walled off from the world around us. I think these do a pretty good job of that. They help minimize that noise in your environment without completely separating you from something that might need your attention.
And of course, a quick microphone test, not a call quality test. This isn't going up over a networking, coming back down. I'm recording this locally on my phone here, and it's a nice, light, breezy day. Just a little bit of activity kind of happening all around. Just a good sense of what this would look like if we were out and about. Where I usually just sort of stop these tests here, doing a quick outdoor recording, I think these earbuds need one more additional test. One more microphone test for you. I always do the outdoor microphone test for all of my earbuds. The big claim here, especially what Polly is saying about these being buds for work, we should try to get a sense of how they're going to present you in a conference call. If you're on a Microsoft Teams chat or if you're on a Zoom call, what is this going to look like? We can get a sense of how much room tone it might be picking up in a pretty normal bedroom. I don't have a lot of soundproofing or anything up around me. Like the outdoor test, this isn't a call quality test because this isn't going up over the internet and audio getting swished and compressed. I am recording this locally, but we can still get a sense of what that might look like.
And with all this tech, the battery life is pretty solid. Polly estimates around 8 hours of listening time on a single charge with ANC on, and there are 2 additional charges in the case. Similarly, call time around 5 hours on a single charge, and those claims vibe with my real world use, pretty close when I'm listening at moderate volume. Of course, I think there are a couple concerns on a solution like this. The ear tips are kind of AirPod style with a plastic mount. I'm personally not a huge fan of the wide cone style ear tips, and I can't swap them for some phone ear tips that might fit me better. Everyone's ears are a little different, and I think a lot of folks will find these comfortable for extended use, but they don't seal as well in my ear as I would personally like. Point number 2 in this case, while I really like having the separate adapter, I do kind of wish the Bluetooth plug was USB-C, because moving forward, I think a lot of remote work will be done on systems with USB-C, and then it would also be easier to use with my Steam Deck for the important work purposes of which I use my Steam Deck. And then I almost lost that puck in my carpet. And lastly, I was a little concerned with the analog cable. It's only TRS, so you can't use it as a headset connection. It's only for audio playback. But what happens if you lose this cable? This isn't a very common pairing, USB-C to TRS. But you see, that's why you come to me for the nerdy stuff. Happily, this is a standard USB analog audio connection. You can replace the included cable with a 3.5mm cable and an analog USB audio dongle. The headset case won't properly power a dongle DAC, but there are options available to replace the broadcast cable if you lose it. So yeah, pro features. Work grade audio is a different animal from our entertainment audio solutions. A really good headset is going to cost a bit more than a traditional headphone, but what you hope to arrive at is a feature complete option where there really aren't any gaps for getting your work done. It's not particularly difficult finding another earbud that I might like better for outright audio quality, but I haven't found any that are as complete for connecting me in any situation I might find myself working, even if I might need to find an adapter for my Steam Deck. And that's the main issue here. We want right tool for the right job. I will, of course, drop a link down below for more information on the Poly Voyager Free 60 UC series of earbuds. There are a couple different options that you can compare and contrast for your different needs, and that information where you can shop these bad boys online. As always, thanks so much for watching, for sharing these videos, and subscribing to the channel. All the support lately has been absolutely fantastic. Those of you who are clicking on links down below my videos, or checking out my home site, SomeGadgetGuy.com, or maybe you're joining the list of names scrolling by on your screen from my Patreon. That's patreon.com/SomeGadgetGuy. This list is basically the coolest collection of tech pals in the universe, so I hope you'll check them out. Now, you know where you can find me around the rest of the internet, at SomeGadgetGuy on all of social media, but these days I'm spending a bit more time on the Mastodons, a little less so on the Facebooks and the Instagrams and the Twitters, and I will catch you all on the next video.